passion is a very scientific term. In 2003, passion, and I'm only going to go over this briefly, passion became a scientific concept. Up until then, it was actually thought of as an emotion, then an intellect. And finally, though, Robert J. Vallerand out of Canada, using the dualistic model of passion, created the first scientific concept of passion, which has these 5 elements. And at its base, it's something that I am, it's a natural inclination. So if I'm thinking about art, or I'm thinking about engineering, or I'm thinking about athletics, it would be a natural inclination to me. It would be something that I love. It would be something that I invest my time and energy in because I want to, not because I'm getting anything for it, but because I actually want to be there, like hanging out with your friends. You don't get credit for that. You don't get grades. You do it because you're intrinsically motivated. It's meaningful to me. I feel like there's meaning in what I'm doing. And finally, it's part of my identity. And so that's how we're going to help you to think about who am I and what do I want. And these features of passion, which this deck will be available for you all if you wanted to dive in. And this information is on our website, all of this research. But essentially, those 4 blocks under features of passion are block 1 on the top left, is passion comes from within you. It's not from without. You don't get passion from a parent. Genetically you do, it passes on, but you don't get passion. Passion is within you. So passion is what you want naturally. It's who you are naturally. It's personal. It's differentiated. It's self-expression. It's self-love and self-care. It's your niche. So when you talk about packages for college, if you really develop your passion, you are developing a package as a byproduct of developing your passion. And then finally, it's part of your identity. You actually feel like this is part of who I am. You know, I'm a biker, or I'm an engineer, or I'm a drawer, or I'm an artist. It feels like part of who I am. And not because anyone told you you're a great artist, but because you believe you're an artist. It doesn't have anything to do with great. It has to do with love. Okay? And then passion's going to generate new ideas, energy, engagement, positive emotions. Positive emotions. Right? And better mental health. So developing your passions really helps you to love yourself more, which has protective factors against negative mental health. And it also it gives you purpose. It's one of the biggest things. You're going to do that today. You're going to get some purpose. You're going to see how our passion challenge method gives students purpose. And finally, over on the right, if you look there, giftedness, academic excellence in college, entrepreneurship, creativity, and even making money as a professional all are linked to passion. College students that are passionate have the highest GPAs. College students who are passionate actually know what they want to start for a career when they finish college. So they're steps ahead. They don't graduate college scratching their head. What's next? I gotta get a job. They've already been thinking that because it comes to you through your passion. And people in the real world called passionate professionals, they are overrepresented in every single industry of our economy, and they are actually among the highest income earners. 13% of the U.S. workforce is passionate. That's the highest income group that represents across all the industries. So you can pursue a passion in any profession, contrary to other beliefs. The research is there. And you become leaders, and you take action, and you make impact. So you go beyond making money, you make meaning. You get fulfillment. You don't have to wait to make the money to get the fulfillment. You get your cake and eat it. Okay. So finally, the last block on the bottom, passion helps you generate a future vision of yourself doing something you love. Who has a future vision of themselves doing something they love versus something that makes a lot of money or success? Straight up, love. Raise that hand high. Now, who has a future vision of themselves making money, being successful? Right, more hands. I argue to you, if you learn to pursue your passions in high school, it will reveal to you future visions of yourself in college and career, doing what you love, and making, need I say, mo. Okay, so, we're going to move on from the boring research slide. Actually, I'm a motivation scientist, and so this is my favorite part. I want you to know that we fill what's called a passion vacuum. If you feel that you don't have passions, if you don't know what your passions are, you don't really know what interests you have that you want to turn into a passion, that is what passion coaching does. And it actually works for humans from preschool all the way through adults. We've done this down to preschoolers and all the way to adults that want to transition careers.